Okay, so let's talk some further resources. The first one I want to suggest that you check out is my website, zachary-phillips.com, and from there you'll see a poetry tab, and you can check out all of the poems that I'm posting online. I haven't uploaded all of the poems that I have written. I'm slowly getting through that, but from there you'll be able to check out and read some of the poetry that I've got, just to give you a different idea of those sort of options for self-expression if you wanted to look into it more. And on the topic of that, I've got a book called Words on a Page. It's actually called Words on a Page, Killing Your Inner Demons Through Poetry. Killing my inner demons through poetry. The idea being that all of these thoughts are in my mind, get them onto the page and express it. So there's, I think, maybe 15 to 20 poems plus a little bit about the book and why I do it and all of that sort of stuff. And if you're interested in looking into my poetry in a bit more depth and sort of the why, that's a great resource to just check out, because it's all of these different styles of poems on the page as a form of expression. I would also suggest that you head over to Medium, medium.com. It's a place that people put a whole bunch of writing of a variety of topics up. And from there, you can either use that as a place to post your own poetry. There's a growing poetry community there. Or you can search and read poetry of a variety of different types. So it's great for reading and checking out, but also posting your own. There's a couple of books that I would suggest that you check out. Now, in terms of poetry books by other people, the only poet that I can recommend to you off the top of my head, and this is, like I said, personal preference, is David Whyte. Now, he's got a few different books, but David Whyte's The Bell and the Blackbird is a poem that I really like. And he's got a collection of different poetry and books that I connect to quite well. You might be different. So in terms of an actual, like, resources of, professional poets that are, like, really famous, that's up to you to discover and search. If you search on Medium, if you search, other people that talk about poetry, by all means. I recommend David Whyte. I'll put a link down to one of his books down below. But it's all personal preference. Like I said in the start, I'm not a fan of the whole Shakespearean old school stuff. I just don't connect to it. Find stuff that you connect to if you want that inspiration. But like I said, I started writing poetry before I started reading it. So you don't necessarily need to look into it. It's up to you. The final two resources will be The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. Now, this is more about if you're wanting to sort of get a creative project up and running. So if you've got if you want to write a poetry book, or you just want to write poetry in general, this book will help you to clarify, declutter your life and get it on the page and get stuff done and work out all of the different reasons why you can't do the work, i.e. get the poetry onto the page. Check it out, War of Art. And the final book is Daily Rituals, How Artists Work. So I'll put a link down below to this one, but basically this covers a whole variety of different artists of a variety of different styles, and it sort of gives you their daily rituals as to how they write. Because this is more about talking about how they actually get the practical time to do the writing. So check out those books. If you look down in the resources tab or in the introduction section, there'll be a thing that says further resources, and I'll put links to all of my poetry that I read out in this course, as well as my website and my book, as well as all of those books that I just mentioned. So check them out and have an explore.